Quick question for you. Is it a good morning if you are frustrated, frazzled, and rushing and razzled as you on your way out the house, just trying to get your life together 1 second at a time? Is it a good morning? I think the answer is no. And so today we're going to talk about how to have a good morning. And by good, I mean less stressful. We're not in the business of completely eliminating stress because, the story would have it that we actually do need stress in our lives. We do. But not the chronic stress that we experience every single morning trying to get ourselves together and our children together before we enter into another demanding setting. We got to get our lives. So today we're going to talk about the best way to create a less stress, trying to get it out, a less stressful morning routine, especially as a busy working mom of all the things happening. Hello, and welcome to the Chats with Chastity podcast. If you are new here, hello. My name is Chastity. I am your host today, and I'm excited for this conversation because I am a wife and I am a mom and I am a person who is chasing after passions and purpose and trying to do those things as I raise my family and do it in a way that, my husband and I have identified as this is the culture that we want to cultivate. I'm trying to do those things, and I'm trying to be alongside you so that we both, you and I, can be more intentional with both our time and our mind and how we manage all of these different worlds that we have together. Make it sing, a little harmony going on. That's what we're going after. So when it comes to the morning, I want you to know that today actually started yesterday. It started yesterday. More in tune, it started last night. This is why I hold dear to a nighttime routine before we ever think about anything in the morning. And I must say, before we get into this, that no one actually that you hear routines about is doing this perfectly all the time without missing it or messing up or skipping or any of that, right? We're humans, we are dynamic, we are adjustable, we are flexible. And so, in no way do I want you to think that I'm saying, do this every day or die, because I'm not, okay? I'm not saying that. I just believe that the more you do it in this way, the less stress you'll feel. So, the takeaway, right, is that we're not perfect at this. We just continue to work at it. Okay? So here are a few things that I do in my nighttime routine that help my morning routine be like, girl, you help me. You help me. At the top of the list is getting clothes out. I know I'm going to have to put on my clothes. I know I have to put the clothes on my kids. And so that's what I'm going to prep, right? Now, I used to prep my clothes a week at a time. Every Sunday, get my outfits together. I fold them up and put them on my nightstand or put them like right in the closet where I can see them and just grab and go. But I will wake up some days and be like, I want to wear that. I'm not feeling that. Or the weather is different. I know I have to go out and do some errands. So like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. So I will just hold back and do it the night before. I might go back to a weekly schedule of doing the clothes. Who knows? But for right now, the night before works for me. And I started to incorporate my kids. My kids are 6 and 7 for reference. So if you have a 3 and a 4-year-old or even younger, you might still be heavily involved in getting their clothes together, or you might start like easing them into getting their clothes together. But they know every night they pick out their clothes for the next day, and they have their little clothes bucket and they put it in there, and it's already set to go. So in the morning, we're not fussing about, you cannot wear this princess dress for the 15th time. I can't let you do it, baby. I can't let you do it. I let you wear it 3 times this week. I can't let you do it again. We're not having that battle, okay? You picked your clothes out last night, and that's what we're going to wear. And for the most part, we have no issues with clothes. Now, putting the clothes on, that, sometimes we still working with that. But picking the clothes out, and what we don't have that because we already went through that last night. So I have pulled them into that routine, and now it is just a part of our day, and they don't have any fuss about it. The other thing is, like, if your kids are in a daycare or they are school age, packing their backpacks or going through homework or things like that, anything that needs to be put away into their backpack. um it's a field trip in a couple weeks and you need to send in the funds, right? Not waiting until the morning to do that. Typically, the way that my school does it, they'll send in a note, I will say like a month in advance. As soon as I get the paper, baby, I'm packing it up and I'm sending it back. I don't want it hovering over me for the next month. Oh, dang it. I got to do that next week. Oh, I got to do it tomorrow. Then I forgot. Now I got to take it up there. I don't want that stress in my life. So as soon as they send it home, I send it back the next day. That's just something I do. You don't have to do that, but it helps me not to feel so like rushed and stressed and like I'm forgetting something all the time. Taking care of the things that need to be turned in with my kids, doing that well in advance, or at least the night before. If you pack your kids' lunches, this can be a little tricky, but for the most part, you know what's going to be in their lunch. Some things have to be refrigerated. Some things are okay not being cold. The things that are okay just kind of being out, I like to pack those things out. Now, for the most part, let me just add this in here. My husband packs the kids' lunch, but on the times that I do, this is what I do, okay? I just want to put it in there because he probably watching or he may be editing this video. Babe, I'm giving you your credit. Okay. So that is what I do when I am the one packing the lunch. I'll say, okay, tonight or tomorrow, you're going to have little crackers. You're going to have, applesauce, and these things don't have to be refrigerated. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And then in the morning, I'll put the cold stuff, right? So I'm setting myself up for success in the morning because things are bound to happen that put you a little bit behind schedule. If you know, say amen. Amen. Thank you. So the other part is waking up a little bit before them. I know you probably knew it was coming. This is something that I have struggled with since I conceived these children. Do you understand? It's getting up early in the morning. And I have this thing called time blindness where I think, it's only going to take me 5 minutes. Everything in my life takes 5 minutes. Or so I think until I get into it. It's really about 45 minutes. That's neither here nor there, okay? When I talk about getting up before your kids, or in the instances where I have gotten up before my kids, I have felt so much more at ease when it's time for them to get up. When I go into the room, I'm a little bit more Mary Poppins-ish. I'm like, girls, it's time to get up. Versus wake up. Come on, we gotta get dressed. I told y'all once. Okay? But when I am refreshed, when I have set myself up to have just a little bit more margin to where I don't have to jump immediately into productivity with home kid stuff, when I create that buffer, it helps me. And I logically know this. And you probably logically know this too. It's something that I'm working on, and maybe you can work on too, to incorporate more and more. More and more. I'm not gonna say I'm doing it every day. Who knows? Maybe I will be that person at some point. But just more and more, more and more. And even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to wake up at 5 if your kids get up at 6:30, right? You don't have to get up at 4. Like, it doesn't have to be a set time, but 10 to 15 minutes can make a huge difference. If you're just saying, you know what, I'm going to rise, I'm going to use the bathroom, brush my teeth. I'm going to start coffee if you drink coffee. I'm going to start my tea if you drink tea. I'm going to journal a little bit. I'm going to stare out the window, act like I'm in a movie. I'm going to slowly rise for the morning and not rush into getting the kids up. And then now they're paying for your urgency because you're up. I want to be up, right? So just think about that. Wake up before your kids, 10, 15 minutes. Doesn't have to be a lot in order for it to be effective. I'm talking to myself too. And then now we get to the kids actually being awake, okay? Streamlining the process and the routine of what happens in the morning so that they know, etc. One of the things that my husband and I have started incorporating into the night and the morning routine is having our kids fill out a chore chart, or just, a chore chart, almost like a rewards chart. I created in Canva Child, and they got to pick out what they want to be reminded of, what's most helpful for them to be reminded of, and in what order. I put it on, I printed it out, and they can check every morning to say, okay, like I brushed my teeth, and that's the first thing I said I was going to do in the morning. Check. I used the potty. Check. I put my clothes on. Check. I did this, I did that, check, check, check. And we have it to where, like, if we don't have to ask them, or if we ask them one time and they do it right away, they get 5 points. If they have to be reminded on what we said, then you get 2 points. If we have to ask 3 or more times and it's just not clicking, you don't get points taken away. You just don't get any points for that specific day. And they are a little bummed. So they don't want to get to that third time. They're on it, okay? They're trying to get to it. And really it's not just about the reward. The reward is, gamification. It's like to help them stick to that process, but really it's about helping them build up their own routine and what works specifically for them so that they can get into that rhythm of like my mom doesn't have to tell me to go brush my teeth or put my clothes on. I already know what's going to be said and done, and when I do these things as I'm supposed to, I get rewarded. The morning feels less stressful. Things just happen. I have more time to eat, like eat my breakfast without rushing, like all of these things, right? I want them to see those things as well. So maybe you can incorporate some type of reward system both at the nighttime routine and in the morning routine to involve your kids and help them actually feel motivated to help with that as well. And even if you have, young kids, a toddler, in the toddler ages and things like that, they can still help, and you can still have this kind of system of involving them in the morning so it's not all on you. It just might look a little bit more different, right? Obviously, as your kids get older, the dependence on you changes, and the younger they are, because they need you more and more and more for a lot of different things. But you can still be in this mind frame even if I can't, even if I have to do 90% of the routine for them, I can still incorporate them. And just having a routine in general of the system of what's going to go on in the morning and the time frame that it's going to take is going to help you be able to do that a little bit more. So again, this is not a stress free life that we're going after, because we need stress. Okay. And stress is going to be a part of our life, but the intensity and the frequency of stress is what we're trying to manage, what we're trying to get at a healthier pace. So, a less stressful morning routine so that you can tackle the day. You can be sharp in the morning. I talk about like when you need to be productive and you need to be on it in another episode, so you can check that out. But being able to like be on it, and if you're in a position to where you're coming out of a season of fog and you're just like zombified through life, because we just in and out, we do the same thing every day. I don't know where I'm coming in or going out. If you are in that season, I think it's time for you to reset, and I have a reset plan that is in the description wherever you are tuning in, so that you can be able to establish some of these routines that we're talking about, some of these things that are going to help you get back to yourself and get back to what's important to you, and manage the all the mindset gremlins that come along with change and resetting. That is in the description, and you can get it, and it's free, and it can help you. So I hope today was helpful as the guide is going to be, and I will see you in the next one. But until then, peace in, peace out.